Good morning, guys. Today we're going to do a little update on Maggie's farm. The plants are coming in, potatoes are up. We've got a couple new additions to the farm. Finally getting some of it straightened up, cleaned up after the storms. You know, we lost just about every tree we had. You know, we had 2 Cat 4 storms hit within 45 days. So today's just going to be a little update. We're going to do a little cooking, show you around, and we'll go from there. Getting the old Kamado Joe ready. We're going to be doing pork loin and some baby back ribs today. Got my brother Jim coming over with his family, and we're going to have our Sunday dinner at Mom's as usual, but I'll be doing the pork loin and ribs today. Out here in the garden, you can tell it's really picking up. Our red potatoes are coming in good. Haven't started blooming yet, or most of them haven't, a couple have. Our russet potatoes are up, looking good. Got a few blooms on them. Purple potatoes are doing really well. And our carrots. We got some regular orange carrots. I forget what the exact name is, but it'll be our first year growing them. I don't remember the name. And then we have our rainbow carrots. Also got our strawberries, they're doing good. I actually picked a handful the other day. We got two of these containers with strawberries. Idaho potatoes are doing good. And our lemon tree's doing good. Actually starting to get a few lemons on it. That's kind of it for the garden so far. Got our first batch of good manure, which I'll show you the makers of that here in a minute. That's our new addition to the farm. Well, time to get the fire prepped. Got our coals going. We're going to be cooking the ribs and the pork loin on a low heat, 250, 275, somewhere up in there. Got a couple chunks of applewood in there. That's pretty much all I use. I love applewood. So we'll get this set up, get the vent set, and start bringing it up to temperature. Now the next little area is our blueberries. Got all of our bushes planted. We've got a total of 6 bushes. Put them in a raised bed that we weren't using anymore. Little cage netting over them, keep the chickens out. Then we'll run aviation netting over it once they start getting a little bigger. Keep the birds from eating all our berries. And we got a little asparagus. I planted this thing, I think 2 years ago. Coming up good. You know, need to cut it back and let her rip. First time growing asparagus, I really don't know what I'm doing, but it say it takes a year or two before you really get anything off of it. We'll see. As you can see in the back, we lost all our sycamore trees. That storm really did some damage. We got one that's starting to come back up. Just let it bush out. When I come in here and we did the cleanup, I left the stumps. And that's about 4 months worth of growth. So we'll let them bush out, give the chickens a little shade back here. Got another one. It's ain't doing as good, but I'm sure it'll come out eventually. And here in the main run, you can see nothing's really changed. Luckily, we didn't get any damage from the storm as far as our buildings go. We really got lucky. That's our deep bed system area. Get a lot of mulch out of there. Let the chickens do the work for you. And we added a couple outside boxes. Had a few of the hens that were getting testy because they didn't like laying with the other ones. They wanted their own box. And then we have Miss Karen, the crybaby of the whole bunch. She always comes out and nests in the hay. She got her little nest made. Every time I get a bale of hay, she comes out and makes her little nest. And then Grandma Luna, she decided she didn't want to be with any of the chickens anymore. So we stuck her in the brooder, made her a little ramp, and then closed it. And now Miss Luna's got her own penthouse. Now this is our new addition. We have some California whites. We picked up 3 does. And 1 buck. So we got Bruno, Arcadia, Marie Laveau, and Gertrude. These whites were all born on New Year's Day, which actually makes it really easy for timing them out for breeding. So come September, we'll start our first breed run with these. We got our little catch basins at the bottom. Just emptied them this morning. That's where that fresh pile of manure came from. I got these smaller totes that are a lot easier to handle. And about once every 3 weeks, once a month, we'll empty them out and have plenty of fresh rabbit manure. And our last addition are our new brooding trays, or houses, or bins, or whatever you want to call them. We picked these up at Tractor Supply. Haven't used them yet, but so far I think we're going to love them. We have a stack of 4 that runs about a little over 6 foot tall. And then we have another one that is separate that we can use for baby chicks. These are going to be for our quail. We're going to start running quail. They seem to be pretty well made. All plexiglass slides, plenty of ventilation. Each one has its own heating lamp in it. Food and water trays. It's got a plastic mesh bottom. And then you have a pull-out tray. for cleanup. So as soon as we get the quail, this is what we're going to be raising them in. And I think they're going to work great. What I'm going to end up probably doing is leaving my breeding stock in these. You know, I'll probably run 6 female and 1 male in each pen. You know, that should be approximately 24 eggs a day. So in a matter of a week, we can have enough eggs to hatch out 100 quail at a time for butchering. So that's going to be the next project once everything else is settled in place. We don't like doing a bunch of new stuff at once. Kind of do it piece at a time. We just got our rabbits. So once everything gets in the rhythm and the feeding, the watering, once it becomes a natural routine, then we'll add something else. So for now, these will just be out in the shop on standby. Now the temperature's getting a little closer. Let it get up to about 275. We'll put the meat on. It should drop to about 250 to 255. And then we'll start slow cooking. We'll do the ribs first, then the pork loin. Got a nice thin layer of smoke coming. I doubt you can see it on here, but it's just a small little whiff of smoke. So we like smoked meat, but just not real heavy smokes. That's one reason I go with the apple. It's not a very strong smoke to begin with. And then if you run your dampeners right, you can really fine tune it. So we'll be back once we throw the meat on. The temperature's getting just about right, so we're going to go ahead and get our meat on. Get the party started. Start with our baby back ribs, and then we'll move to the pork loins a little later. Another little project we got going on today. We're gonna get the kayak cleaned up, see if we can do a little marsh fishing tomorrow, pick up some flounder, maybe some reds. So we'll have a video coming for that tomorrow if we catch anything, which as always, I'm hoping we do, but you never know. So let's get this thing cleaned up, ready to go. Yep, got it cleaned up, ready to go. We'll have another video dropping just for the fishing, but we're gonna be running top water, spinner bait, swim bait, another little swim bait, and the all around jig. That's basically all we run in the marshes around here. So we'll finish getting this thing packed and get her ready. And I think it's about time to take the ribs off. Oh yeah. Perfect. A few racks of ribs. And we'll get the pork loin on. This pork loin we're going to be cooking at the same temperature, about 275 or so, until it gets an internal temperature of 140. That's about as well done or as done as I like cooking pork loin. Get it over about 140, it starts drying out pretty bad, at least for me it does. There we go. Let that start, and we'll be back in a few hours for it. Yep, there we go. Cleaned up, ready to go. All packed up, we'll be heading out in the morning. Pork loins are starting to cook. Open our vent up a little bit, raise the temperature. Right now I'm sitting at about 248. Get it up to about the 260, 270 mark. Then we'll be ready for dinner. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Got any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you. So we'll see y'all later.